sur le site de Juicy Empire. C'est assez sympa, c'est un gros truc avec plein d'artistes, tant français que jamaïcains. On y retrouve du assez beau monde, hein. On y retrouve, allez, aide-moi, Tiwoni, on y retrouve aussi Anthony B, on y retrouve plein de gens, mais
Il y a Perfect Jedi Mani aussi.
Oui, c'est ça.
Queen Omega.
Merci.
Et alors un français, Tomahawk.
Ouais, ben ça c'est les
Le
morceaux
fast
qu'on va
style.
écouter. Strike Addy, Guayvi, Lutan Faya, Jameson, enfin très chouette projet. Moi j'ai vraiment bien aimé cette fresh route, je trouve que c'est efficace, bien roots comme il faut, ça me plaît tout à fait. Et on termine avec Indie Boca et l'album Many Roads. Alors Indie Boca c'est un sound system de la région parisienne. Ils ont commencé en 2008 et ils sont assez fans du UK style. Ça s'entend pas mal dans cet album Many Roads, qui aussi entre dub et morceaux plus reggae, avec pas mal d'invités qui sont là, des chanteurs, des chanteuses, des morceaux instrumentaux. Il y a un côté très roots dans l'ensemble, un message assez positif, et on va aussi écouter 2 titres. Yama avec qui a des sonorités très africaines et qui est en combinaison avec hip-hop Dialikunda et Too Much Drugs in Adi Dance en combinaison avec Jaco. Donc maintenant.
T'as entendu le morceau avec Kidusai? Oui, Kidusai, sur Indie Boca.
Ah ben,
une pure tuerie.
Mais pourquoi on met pas celui-là alors?
Parce que moi j'étais pas occupé à sélectionner les morceaux aujourd'hui malheureusement, et donc
ce sera ton la semaine prochaine, c'est ça, hein.
J'ai vraiment aimé ce morceau très planant avec Kidus Eye. Autant Indie Boca, je me disais c'est quoi cet énième groupe de roots bizarre là machin, et après j'ai été complètement conquis parce que il y a un truc très dub comme tu dis, et en même temps reggae roots aussi, pas seulement deux. Enfin,
non, moi j'ai vraiment bien aimé.
Si tu veux être dans la mélancolie de l'hiver tout en te réchauffant de l'intérieur, mon vieux, ça te fait super planer ce tune. Enfin, cet album. Donc c'est Indie Boca.
Ouais, Indie Boca.
Et juste avant Juicy Empire aussi, moi j'ai vraiment aimé. On avait passé quelques singles
oui.
dans le Roots. Déjà de cette compilation en fait, parce que je pense qu'il a fait
oui, ça fait un moment qu'il...
Ah ouais, alors. Et c'est du bon. Tu vois que le gars il passe à fond là-dessus du temps. Et alors, on enchaîne avec maintenant tout de suite.
Donc 32 mars, ne touche pas. Ensuite.
Ah, mais t'es pas obligé de tout répéter, je viens de le faire. Je te demande juste le premier. Qu'est-ce qu'on va mettre comme Fresh Roots maintenant?
32 mars de Danakil.
32 mars de Danakil, voilà. Comme tu dis si bien. Et un autre Danakil quand même, il y en a 2.
Ne touche pas. Et du coup, j'allais enchaîner tous les morceaux que on va écouter, les 6, non?
Oui. Ouais, si tu veux, les morceaux, mais on les a cités. Avec Jidi Mani.
Oui. Life is Like et Tomahawk de Paris à Kingston. Et puis voilà. Allez,
yes.
Balance le son.
Nous passerons toutes les nuits debout, toutes les journées à réfléchir à tout ça, et nous saurons nous passer de vous. La rue résonne du son de nos voix. Les temps sont durs, on nous vole, on est spoliés. On nous fait travailler pour des faux billets. Rien ne bouge plus, la boucle est bouclée. Quelque chose empêche la roue de tourner. 32 mars, deuxième jour de la démarche. La coupe est pleine comme les abords de la place. La réponse est en marche, le peuple se déplace. La riposte est un art au parfum de l'audace. Vous savez, la politique est un leurre tel qu'elle est pratiquée. Le système est condamné par des pantins imbéciles et désarmés, dépassés par le modèle qu'ils ont inventé. Alors stop, nous n'attendons plus rien de vous. Rendez-nous les vies que vous nous avez confisquées. Vous persistez à tricher sur tous les sujets, alors qu'on tous comme dans un nuage de fumée. Nous passerons toutes les nuits debout, toutes les journées à réfléchir à tout ça, et nous saurons nous passer de vous. La rue résonne du son de nos voix. Nous passerons toutes les nuits debout, toutes les journées à rebâtir tout ça, et nous saurons nous passer de vous. La rue résonne du bruit de nos pas. Les temps sont bizarres, étrangement. On ne partage ni les tocs ni l'argent. Ce sont les mêmes qui détiennent, les mêmes qui parviennent, qui entretiennent la léthargie du système. On n'inverse plus les rôles, les problèmes restent sur les mêmes épaules. Et la rue résiste, elle survit par habitude. Devenue dangereuse lassitude, ils ont peur dès qu'ils sentent un semblant d'unité dans nos rangs. Ils ont tort de nous traiter comme des enfants, comme des idiots, depuis trop longtemps. D'ailleurs, le temps joue pour nous à partir de maintenant. La foule est vivante, le mot d'ordre est maintenu. Nous sémerons les graines, le chemin faisant, nous récolterons. Le moment venu, nous passerons toutes les nuits debout, toutes les journées à réfléchir à tout ça, et nous saurons nous passer de vous. La rue résonne du son de nos voix. Nous passerons toutes les nuits debout, toutes les journées à rebâtir tout ça, et nous saurons nous passer de vous. La rue résonne du bruit de nos pas. Yeah. Mesdames et messieurs, bienvenue à vous tous ici même en direct du Théâtre Féminin à Bordeaux. C'est un plaisir mais surtout un honneur de vous faire un concert d'ici. Et c'est l'occasion d'envoyer une grande force à tous les acteurs du secteur, les intermittents, les musiciens, les festivals, les salles de spectacle, les théâtres, tous les autres, en vous donnant rendez-vous très bientôt en vivant pour redémarrer la belle histoire. Et en attendant ce soir, c'est Danakil on stage. Music is life and life is music. Peace.
Yes, bienvenue mesdames et messieurs. One more time, Danakil et Natijan.
Right, Cotton.
Et vous la connaissez déjà. So, sing with us.
Et tout le monde, à la maison.
Ne touche pas à ma dignité, ne touche pas à mon identité, ne touche pas à ma personnalité, ne touche pas à mes défauts, mes qualités, ne touche pas à ma dignité, ne touche pas à mon identité, ne touche pas à ma personnalité, ne touche pas à mes défauts, mes qualités.
J'habite un monde parfait, fait de reflets et d'argent. Si tu veux mon ami, tu peux y entrer maintenant. Pauvres hommes que nous sommes, chacun s'accroche à son destin. Est-ce que vous voyez vibrer, faire vibrer les siens? Et chez moi tu pourras travailler, il y a tout à y gagner. Argent, amour, célébrité, mais il faudra changer.
Pas de mon mentalité, n'abuse pas de mon hospitalité. Toi retourne d'où tu viens si tu ne sais pas où aller. Moi je peux rester chez moi quand bien même on est divisé. Je ne veux pas de mon déguisé. Et si je me bats pour garder mon intimité, c'est que là où tu sais le système est aiguisé. Je ne veux pas qu'il m'oblige, qu'il ne me change les idées. D'ailleurs il faut un visa. Dis-moi, si moi, tu vois la galère, moi je sens le mauvais. Dis-le quand même que nous sommes citoyens du monde. Ça devrait rouler puisqu'ils disent que la terre est ronde. Ne touche pas à ma dignité, ne touche pas à mon identité, ne touche pas à ma personnalité, ne touche pas à mes défauts, mes qualités, ne touche pas à ma ma dignité, ne touche pas à mon identité, ne touche pas à ma personnalité, ne touche pas à mes défauts, mes qualités.
Laisse la musique traverser les frontières. Oh non, tu ne m'as pas compris. J'accepte tes qualités ainsi que l'hospitalité que tu m'as toujours témoigné. Mais pour vivre à mes côtés, évoluer sous mes lumières, tu devras faire le nécessaire. Puisse le bonheur te traverser. Accepte mes conditions, tu finiras par t'accommoder. La vie est tous de mon côté. Viens, mais il faudra
Moi je veux
changer.
simplement partager des sentiments, mais pas question de changement. Tout ce que tu dis est tentant, mais j'entends trop de cris, j'entends trop de bruit. Je m'attends à ce qu'on me parle d'identité nationale. Faut le faire déjà là-bas, à qui ça fait tant de mal. Je veux bien passer là-bas, juste le temps d'une escale. C'est pas grave, on s'en fout, on est fou et on joue. La chaleur, le soleil, nous on partage tout. Je suis qui je suis et puis je ne bouge pas. Tes choix, tes principes, je les touche. S'il y a respect, je reste. Et puis chacun sa destinée. On peut choisir de partir, mais on ne choisit pas où on est. Ne touche pas à ma dignité, ne touche pas à mon identité, ne touche pas à ma personnalité, ne touche pas à mes défauts, mes qualités. Non, ne touche pas à ma dignité, ne touche pas à mon identité, ne touche pas à ma personnalité, ne touche pas à mes défauts, mes qualités.
Oh non, ne touche pas. Tu le sais. Est-ce que ça chante chez vous? Ne touche pas
à ma dignité,
ne touche pas
à mon identité, ne touche pas à ma personnalité, ne touche pas à mes défauts, mes qualités.
Laisse la musique traverser les frontières.
Life sweet like juicy empire. As me wake up, me have to chant couple prayer.
Shoulders, won't you lose your smile? This heavy boulder's been carrying for a while. I know that you are strong, so don't you give up, my child. Just keep pressing on. Don't you give up your faith. Chant a psalm. Keep on trotting the straight or narrow path, because it is the only way.
And when the system turning back and you are rest a man go save you. Out of trouble, bubble shanty. Don't you feel I know, look what you have come to. True role model, yes, I you, them I run to. Keep no evil, can't you jump it. If you walk firm, if you road get bumpy. Tread and go through dreadlocks, get it, talk up the facts and Queen Amiga do the maths.
Life is like a test, you can pass it. Life is like a game, you got to win. Life is like a door, you knock and you just walk right in. Life is like a journey, so keep on moving. The battle will be hard. There ain't no losing, life is for sure. Open up and let love in.
Life is like a door open, waiting on you to walk right in, sister.
Life is like a test, you can pass it. Life is like a game, you got to win. Life is like a door, you knock and you just walk right in. Life is like a journey, so keep on moving, the battle will be hard. There ain't no losing, life is for sure. Open up and let love in.
I miss the life is like a door open, waiting on you to walk right in.
Open up and let love
Life is like a door open,
in.
waiting on you to walk right in, sister.
Life is like a test, you can pass it. Life is like a game, you got to win. Life is like a door, you knock and you just walk right in. Life is like a journey, so keep on moving, the battle will be hard. There ain't no losing, life is for sure. You open up and let love in.
Yo, Tomahawk. Les vibes sont bonnes, les vibes sont bonnes, les vibes sont bonnes de Paris à Kingston. C'est que des bonnes vibes qu'on vient donner partout dans l'hexagone. Au microphone c'est simple, on a la force de Sylvester Stallone. Ici c'est Ragamuffin, c'est la page qui débarque dans le salon. Paye la tournée de bonnes vibes, salaud des fuerza le canot. Tant qu'on a la route, tu peux nous follow. Au mic on ne va jamais mollo, sûrement capuche au petit polo. On a des fleurs pour toi mon poteau. On te ramène des vibes qui viennent des West Indies. C'est cadeau, faut les attraper comme des petites friandises. Les vibes sont bonnes de Paris à Kingston. Je vois partout sur la planète, le reggae music sonne. Certains préfèrent le roots, d'autres préfèrent le dancehall. Thomas Rook sur tous les styles revient donner le tempo. Les vibes sont bonnes de Panama Kingston. Je vois partout sur la planète, le reggae music sonne. Certains préfèrent le roots, d'autres préfèrent le dancehall. Thomas Rook sur tous les styles revient donner le tempo. Tempo, tempo, on vient donner le tempo. On ride tous les rythmes, non pas de blême pro. Sache qu'il faudra faire avec, c'est de nouveaux phénomènes gros. Hey yo, ouais j'ai le flow sans limite. J'ai les nouveaux skills, c'est les flows endémiques. Le flow qui traverse les océans et toutes les pandémies. Le flow qui t'appelle, rallie les cultures, ici on les mixe. On écoute, on mélange, on remue comme la potion de Panoramix. Fais des pages, fais des pages, fais des pages, faut que ça sonne, que le message passe. On fait des pages, fais des pages, fais des pages, attention à la mise en place. On fait des pages, fais des pages, fais des pages, faut que ça sonne, que le message passe. Quand tu choisis le mic, c'est pour la life. Les vibes sont bonnes de Paris à Kingston. Je vais partout sur la planète, le reggae music sonne. Certains préfèrent le rose, d'autres préfèrent le dancehall. Thomas Rook sur tous les styles revient donner le tempo. Les vibes sont bonnes de Panama Kingston. Je vais partout sur la planète, le reggae music sonne. Certains préfèrent le rose, d'autres préfèrent le dancehall. Thomas Rook sur tous les styles revient donner le tempo. Vede vite un mic à la main, je vais lever les visages jusqu'à la fin. Mets les mix DJ à la bien que les massifs jump up jusqu'à demain. On veut descendre en plein air jusqu'à pas d'heure. Tu sais y'en a qui nous dirigent et leur bonheur fait notre malheur. Bah on demande pas la lune, on veut juste du reggae musique. Les gens veulent dépasser de la weed, un moyen d'oublier l'usine. Quoi qu'il arrive et quoi qu'il fasse, on a toujours l'adrénaline. Dans les batteries, on a toujours un bon gros stock de vitamines. On a le haut débit, la mi, mais on n'a pas attendu la fibre. Il a fallu quelques années avant de venir m'acheter la ville. On a le haut débit, la mi, mais on n'a pas attendu la fibre. Fallait qu'on s'affirme à l'époque du saphir. Les vibes sont bonnes de Paris à Kingston. Je vois partout sur la planète, le reggae music sonne. Certains préfèrent le roots, d'autres préfèrent le dancehall. Thomas Rook sur tous les styles revient donner le tempo. Les vibes sont bonnes de Panama Kingston. Je vois partout sur la planète, le reggae music sonne. Certains préfèrent le roots, d'autres préfèrent le dancehall. Thomas Rook sur tous les styles revient donner le tempo. Tempo, tempo, on vient donner le tempo. Tempo, on vient donner le tempo. Tempo, on vient donner le tempo. Hey yo, Juicy Empire. Big up. Paris à Kingston. Paris à Kingston. drugs in the dance. Hard drugs in the dance. Too much drugs in the dance. I can see them in the bad trends. Too much drugs in the dance. Hard drugs in the dance. Too much drugs in the dance. I can see them in the bad trends. You know, hard drugs mash up your brain, creates real dependence and pain. We wanna see no bad trip. Young people in agony when drug dealers earn money. With them this industry. To purify your heart, you need to purify your mind. To purify your soul, you need a self-control. Too much drugs in the dance. All drugs in the dance. Too much drugs in the dance. I can see them in the bad trends. Too much drugs in the dance. All drugs in the dance. Too much drugs in the dance. I can see them in the bad trends. You don't need no ecstasy, no speed, no cocaine to enjoy yourself, to feel the vibes again. You don't need no ecstasy, no cocaine to enjoy yourself, to feel the vibes. Oh, too much drugs in the dance. All drugs in the dance. All drugs in the dance. Whoa, boy.
Et on est de retour sur les ondes de Radio Campus et normalement Magalayan de Immaterians est avec nous. Hello, are you there?
Greetings everyone.
Greetings. Thank you for answering our questions. Sorry for my English is not so good, but we're gonna try to do something good.
There's no problem, brother. We communicate anyway.
Yes.
Any way is possible for us to communicate.
You have pretty good English.
Thank you. You are all together?
We are the three of us together.
Great. So my first question is always the same, and now I'm waiting for three answers. Is what is your first memory about music?
Wow.
About music?
Yeah. When you are aware there is music around you.
I think it was in school. You know, in my early years in school, we had this music teacher who was this gypsy flamenco guitarist, you know, and he was I think my first approach to music, as in seeing anyone play, you know, and I don't know, we had a special bond, me and him, you know, since the very beginning. So I think that was my first contact with music, was in an English school, and it was this Spanish teacher that was, you know, specialized in flamenco, but also taught us from Beatles to, I don't know, to
all
pop music, you know.
Me, myself, I would say my first memory would be in the car, traveling with my family. I mean, Magalaya and myself, we were born in Madrid, Spain, but we have a Portuguese family. So every year we travel by car to Portugal. Nowadays it's not that difficult because the roads are new and this and that. But when I was little, I remember it was like a 9-hour traveling by car. And I can remember us listening to a lot of cassettes, mostly the Beatles, and a lot of musicals as well. I remember my parents used to listen. They used to go to a musical and then buy the cassette or CD or whatever they had in that time. So we used to listen to that in the car. Yeah, I think that would be my first memory.
Okay.
And me, myself, Brother Wildman here. Man, you just made me unlock a memory I didn't think about a long, long time. I was just thinking, wow, which is my first memory with music, and it was when my dad was young. He used to study piano, and in my grandma's house, when I was very little, that piano was still there. So I just remember that anytime we would go to that grandma's house, I would run immediately to the room where the piano was and started fooling around because I didn't know how to play, but that piano always drew my attention. And I remember anytime we went there, I eventually I would ask my dad, please sit and play something, please, please. And sometimes he did, sometimes he didn't. But that's my first memory.
And when are you decided to play music? Not just to listen it, but to play.
Well, in my case, Brother Wildman, I decided to play music when I met Magalion, and he told me, you have a good voice. Do you want to start a band? Before that, I always loved music. I always loved singing, but I never thought of being a professional singer.
My brother and I, we started with 3 years old playing the violin, and since then we were lucky to just have a journey of different instruments as violin, guitar, piano. That's the main things I could remember. Then we started with percussion and everything. And I don't know, we decided to, I think it started with a funk band, didn't it? Or no? Or it started with a...
First time was.
Yeah. So it was my brother Magalayan who gathered some people, some friends that know a little bit about music, but not too much, but how to play it. But we love to gather around and listen to music and listen to reggae music. So yeah, Magalayan, you step forward and tell us how you found it that first time.
Well, what can I say? I think the first band I had, first time I was on stage, was with a percussion band. I used to study samba from Brazil, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that was first time I was on stage. And I remember the thing with samba is that they would call us to play on the floor, you know, in the middle of the people. We just gather there, a big circle, and we'll just play there, you know, and people would go crazy. But then when we reached bigger venues and festivals and stuff, we had to perform on top of a stage, which we normally didn't do. And I remember that first time I stepped on a stage, I went, what is this? You know? And the first time I thought was, am I ever going to be able to do this as a singer, you know, instead of a percussionist? Wow, and be the front man, you know, and talk with the people and this and that, you know?
Yeah.
So it was little after that time that I decided to build this first reggae band in which my sister was in. And then we went to a funk band, and then we built Emetarians, and basically those were the first musical experiences.
Okay. Your Geometrians are really based on a classic style of reggae music with 3 voices and 3 different harmonies, and then the band. Is it because you listen and love a lot of roots music? Of roots reggae? Or...
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
I would say we were caught on that type of reggae, and I don't know, we just fell in love with it, you know, and we learned from them, like vocal harmonies. We learned from Abyssinians, Gladiators, Meditations, Ethiopians. So they've been our teachers, really.
Yeah.
So we had as well a band of Versionites, we were called, and we used to do tributes to this kind of reggae, to vocal trios, or I don't know. So we learned so much from that. You know, it's not the same to listen to a reggae song, and each time you listen to it, you just notice a different instrument, no? But to play it and to be able to study that song and play it the most truthful way you can do that, I mean, we learned so much, and we absolutely fell in love with that kind of formula, you know.
Yeah, the thing is that we like old school music the most. Is the kind of music that makes us feel the most. Of course, we listen to actual music, actual reggae, and we try to stay in tune, you know. But the music that makes us feel the most is always 99% coming from the 70s or the 60s. It doesn't matter if it's reggae, it's soul, it's funk, it's blues. We like those decades.
I totally understand you.
So basically, as a band, it's many people associate us to the roots feeling, yeah.
Yeah.
But as it's been like 7 albums and we've done different styles, you know, from like a lovers rock more kind of album, which was a Magic Touch, or from the Journey album, which was like more early reggae, you know, with those old Studio One and Treasure Isle instrumentals. We've done, then we go back to Roots in Roots O'Clock, right? In the last album, the Lockdown Project, where we experimented a little. So basically, production-wise, what we do is reggae. You know, some albums and some songs sound more rootsy, some don't. But when we play live, it's pure roots. You know, even the songs that are more experimental, when they hit the band, you know, and it's an 5-piece band plus the 3 of us, it goes straight to roots, you know.
And how do you work with the band? Are you doing all the composition and then you give the arrangement of the band and say you do this and you do that, or there is really a place for them to improvise, to give you some vibes, some ideas?
It's a little bit of everything, I would say, you know. There are some songs we do build all together, like, for example, on the last project, on Lockdown Project, you have Be Careful, is a great example, you know. The song Be Careful was created and developed by the whole band all together, you know, from scratch.
Okay.
Then you have other songs that we come up with an instrumental and we build the melodies and the harmonies from that. Lately, we're grabbing just a vocal idea and then building the instrumental afterwards. Sometimes we bring the songs completely arranged to the rehearsal rooms, so the musicians just like they interpret that instrument their own way, of course. And sometimes we do change a lot of things from the album to the live performance. So we get their input on in that part as well, you know. So it basically depends. Most of all, we build the songs, the 3 of us.
Okay.
You know,
instrumentals, because the previous 3 albums, like The Journey, The Magic Touch, and Roots O'Clock, we did working with Pekins and Stingray. So we were provided the instrumentals and we just vibed on top. And the musicians in our band didn't have anything to do on those instrumentals, except in some cases, Our guitar player, Javier Martin Boix, he recorded some guitars in some of the rhythms, but the rest is Stingray Records and Pekins.
For the rest of Europe, Spain is mostly known for more punk or ska band in the reggae part of his music. And know for the Spanish reggae scene is more known for the ska parts. But is it a real reggae roots scene in Spain?
Not at all. I would say, if you ask me like that directly, I would say not at all. Okay. There is a big scene right now, more or less, regarding sound systems.
Yeah.
So there are lots and lots of collectives and sound systems, and they do a lot of parties all over Spain, yeah?
Yeah.
Some of them are root sessions, not that many. Most of them are more digital steppers kind of vibe, you know?
Yeah.
Ska, of course, there's a big tradition in ska, because ska was big here in the 80s, in the beginning of the 80s. So there were lots of bands in the north of Spain that had that similar thing, you know, that rebellious message, you know, and that rebel against society that punks have been related to.
Yeah, because in Spain there is a big anarchist background. So
yeah, I mean, in the north of Spain especially, there has been a lot of movement in that direction, and they've been very, very big ska bands and punk bands. I mean, the biggest example, for example, is Scape, or Ska P, you know?
Yeah, Scape.
They basically, wherever they go to Japan or to South America, they're huge, you know? But yeah, it's not Jamaican ska, all right? It's a slightly different.
But you also have Jamaican ska. I mean, here in Spain, you've got plenty of bands, many musicians. There's lots of talent. There's many productions going on. But the thing is that the audience is what we're lacking. The audience in Spain is mainly focused on the mainstream. Yeah. Reggae music is still underground. And very underground.
Yes. Do you think this?
It's growing. Yeah. It's growing, but it's very underground. I mean, we don't lack artists or bands. We lack audience.
And do you think reggae is more underground than other music because of its message and the politics in its message?
Yeah, and because of all the history in our Spain related to fascism and Franco. You know, everything comes to Spain like 40 years after. And reggae music is starting to come from the last 10 years to now. It's starting to grow. People are starting to be more in touch with it as a musical genre. We've got one program in the national radio, but it's still very, very underground.
Yeah, but it rides us well with the reggaeton, you know, so people still mix a lot what is reggae and what is reggaeton. And you can see the big difference between one another, no? So sometimes still people in Spain, we say we do reggae, and they look at us as we were doing reggaeton.
Yeah, that is an absolutely
so
not the same.
There's no information, there's no culture yet.
So that's, you know, one of our main things is to try and bring that Jamaican culture and our point of view and our spiritualism to the people, you know. So, I don't know, growing every day it's opening more minds, every day, you know, it opens new doors, exactly. So, I mean, musically wise, I think we are proud of what we have here, you know. There's so much talent, as Wildman was saying, so much talent, you wouldn't believe, you know. But there's no opportunities. That's the reality.
No one is investing, you know, in that talent. No one is. Promoters don't take no risks, you know. Yeah. They go for what's a certain success, and that's it.
Exactly. So basically, on the festivals, you would see more or less the same artist every time, every year, etc., etc. So for a new band, upcoming band, it's not easy, you know. Okay. Instead of having like 3 years of clubs and then reaching the festival, they will probably have to do 10 years of clubs and then be able to reach a festival, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. And now it's more difficult because of the pandemic situation. And
now it's basically impossible. I mean, there's no shows, you know. There's very, very little things going on. And the few things that are going on, they have a big chance of getting cancelled, you know. So, well, it's what it is, and we try to go day by day, you know,
of course,
seeing how we can work and keep on moving, you know, forward.
Yeah. Your last project, the lockdown project, is born because of COVID and all this situation.
Absolutely, it was recorded here in Spain during a certain period of, you know, the restrictions were getting a little more relaxed, but we were still on lockdown.
Yeah.
You know, and us, instead of finally when the measures were a little more relaxed and you could move around, instead of moving around, we decided to keep on being locked up and bring the producer, you know, co-producer Cosme, big friend from us from Spain, and just be 8 days doing nothing else than music. And that's where the lockdown project came from, you know.
So it was for you a period, productive period for do you have IDs
Absolutely, yeah, because there were no many other options. You know, there was not much else that we could do. There was no gigs, but we could not remain silent. You know, we wouldn't stop. So we had to do something. So what we're gonna do? We build more music, and we will play it when we play it.
To finish the interview, I have a little game for you. I'm gonna tell you two propositions, and you need to choose one. Okay?
Right.
So Bob Marley or Peter Tosh?
Bob Marley.
For me, my sister would probably be Bob Marley. Whiteman maybe.
What Marley? If you could see his face.
I would choose half Bob Marley and half Peter Tosh, and make a new individual.
Okay, perfect.
And that new individual would be Bunny Wailer, which is my favorite.
Oh, great. Yes, we forgot a lot of Bunny, but Bunny have a great part in the reggae story too.
Yeah.
Roots or dancehall?
Roots.
Election or revolution?
Sorry?
Election or revolution?
Revolution.
Studio or concert?
Concert.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so right now, concert, definitely.
Contacting, being able to be near to the people, that vibes. We love the studio vibe as well, but nothing compares to a show full of people,
Spain or Jamaica?
We don't know Jamaica yet, so
is our biggest, the first thing we want to do once all the restrictions are over is finally be able to travel to Jamaica,
And then we can answer.
Exactly.
Capitalism or communism?
Oof. I think both, man. Yeah.
Bicycle or car?
Bicycle or car? All right, that's a good question as well, man, because the first thing probably would be like bicycle, but then nowadays my knees are really bad, so I cannot do any bicycle, and I do need the car to move around, so, yeah, okay, if I had to choose one, I would say car right now.
Streaming or vinyl?
Vinyl.
Ital food or Burger King?
Ital.
And blues or jazz?
Blues.
Okay. Thank you very much.
I wouldn't know. Okay, for me, it's neutral. So Wildman says blues, Mary. What you say?
I don't know either. I would say blues. I don't know.
So infinite and so big,
Blues are the roots of everything, man.
Thank you very much. We're gonna listen to two tunes of the Lockdown Project. Which one we're gonna play? Choose for us, please.
Well, we trust you. Whichever you like.
You choose one, and if you want to, we can choose the other one. I would suggest
if I can.
Irie. I would suggest Irie, man. We need a little positiveness in these dark days,
So we're gonna play Irie and Clément.
And from the last album, The Magic Touch, I really like Smile Power.
Beautiful. So Irie and Smile Powers will definitely
positive.
uplift people.
That's an important one, because nowadays we don't see smiles because of the masks,
So Smile Power and Irie, we're gonna play it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, brothers. It's been lovely.
We really hope that when the situation came better, we come in Brussels and that we can meet in real life and just listen to your music live. We hope so.
Definitely.
We actually have a proposal from Brussels, So hopefully, fingers crossed, we can make it in summertime.
Great.
All right, so let's see if the restrictions don't say otherwise, and if we can finally meet an agreement, and we'll be there.
Okay, thank you very much.
Looking forward to it.
Beautiful. Let me just tell you that one of the best experiences we have musically wise was in Belgium. All right, so we definitely wish we could come back.
Perfect. We hope so.
Where in Belgium, do you know? In which year?
The year was, I would say, 2008.
You remember where is it a festival or?
It was a festival, but it was a festival that ended many years ago.
Okay.
So I don't know. It was a familiar festival. I remember because we were treated really, really, really nice, man.
Okay.
And the people were lovely, and it was a nice, beautiful place with a lot of green, man. It was like in I don't know if it was a natural park or whatever, but it was really, really green, man, which we appreciate a lot.
Cool.
So definitely looking forward to coming back and getting those vibes.
Perfect.
Nice. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Bye, and have a nice evening.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you much. Thank you so much for having us. Big pleasure.
God bless you.
Blessings and love.
Yes,
See ya.
Are you feeling good?
Oh yes,
Are you feeling nice?
oh yes.
Are you feeling good? Are you feeling nice? Tell me how you feel.
Now when me rise and shine, me have to give thanks for life. Woja, Rastafari bless the eye. Me not like moderation, come me not get the vibe. Me mama, me dada teach the eye, now waste no time. So me not pick a fight for no reason. Me woulda rather feel the sun and the breeze and sit and full joy on the seaside. Say out a city life with a clean
Are
wine.
you feeling good?
Oh yes,
Are you feeling nice?
oh yes.
Are you feeling good? Are you feeling nice? Tell me how you feel. 'Cause I am feeling blessed.
Oh yes,
And I'm feeling alright.
oh yes.
Yes, I'm feeling so nice. And I wanna know how you feeling, boy.
Reggae music on the radio make me wind up me waist. A different type of beat, a different taste. African roots, a Jamaican vibe. Ragamuffin from the heart with the same kind of style. Feeling like a winner, we don't pop no style. We don't need no beamer, we don't like bad mind. Love is my religion, music is my life. Life in a the studio countryside, so
Are you
nice.
feeling good?
Oh yes,
Are you feeling nice?
oh yes.
Are you feeling good? Are you feeling nice? Tell me how you feel. 'Cause I am feeling blessed.
Oh yes,
And I'm feeling alright.
oh yes.
Yes, I am feeling so nice. And I wanna know how you feeling. Me brother say reggae music, why not him with me? Feel like prancing and running and winning the race. Feeling in harmony with the drum and the bass. Getting the vibration spreading all over the place. Me feeling good when me jamming with me brothers. Me feeling irate, reasoning with my sister. Tell me what you feeling with this vibe. Tell me how you feeling alright. So are you feeling good?
Oh yes,
Are you feeling alright?
oh yes.
Are you feeling good? Are you feeling nice? Tell me how you feel. 'Cause I am feeling blessed.
Oh yes,
And I'm feeling alright.
oh yes.
Yes, I am feeling so nice. And I wanna know how you feeling. So are you feeling good?
Oh yes,
Are you feeling irate?
oh yes.
Are you feeling good? Are you feeling nice? Tell me how you feeling. 'Cause I am feeling so blessed.
Oh yes,
And I'm feeling alright.
Oh,
Yes, I am feeling so nice. And I wanna know if you're feeling the same.
Smile, me people, Emitarians. Say nobody can resist this smile. Oh, nobody can resist this smile. Nobody
can resist this smile for us. Nobody can resist this smile for us. Nobody can resist this smile for us. Nobody can resist this smile for us. Me say nobody can resist this smile for us. Nobody can resist this smile for us. Big greedy people with a smile. No need to be skillful. No, and each and every one I know, all smiles are beautiful.
In case you never ever noticed, it's a reflection, smiles a reflection of your heart and soul through your facial expression. Ooh, yeah.
So nobody can resist this smile for us. 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 Say smile and a crime, smile and a treason, smile with a purpose, smile for no reason, smile when you're hungry, smile when me belly full, I be belly wise, I be belly full. Bring it for the me, smile be free, me can hold me teeth in captivity, cause you never know what a smile can achieve. Drop it in the right time and I wanna see.
One of them days you will surely realize. One of them days the true power of a smile. Better than bad, hate is driving people mad. Better than bad, together we need no flag.
Me smile when me sing it a natural thing, same thing I go on between finger and ring. Me smile when me stand to be dancing feet, and me smile when me listen to the reggae beat.
One of them ways is to try to live as one. One of them ways, let's unite and get things done.
So nobody can resist this smile for us.
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 We say nobody can resist this smile for us.
Nobody can resist this smile for us.
Oh, smile, smile. Feel the day of happiness for everyone who see you there with a smile. Oh, smile. In the world of sadness and changing it to good weather with positivity above negativity. Looking at the bright side of the problem is the key. When you see it, it brings you to a state of peace. No matter the issue, it is always the remedy.
So nobody can resist this smile for us. Nobody can resist this smile for us.
Nobody can resist this smile for us.
Nobody can resist this smile for us.
Nobody can resist this smile for us.
Me say nobody can resist this smile for us.
Nobody can resist this smile for us.
Me say nobody can resist this smile for us.
Nobody can resist this smile for us.
Nobody can resist, no. Nobody can resist, no.
Smile Power, c'était les Emeterians qu'on avait en interview juste avant ça, donc un trio vocal qui déchire, qui moi me fait penser aux meilleures années du groupe The Meditation. Enfin moi je kiffe vraiment The Emeterians et j'espère que vous avez également aimé. Donc on s'écoutait Smile Power juste maintenant, sorti de l'album de 2017 de Magic Touch, et avant ça le dernier album le Lockdown Project avec le tune Irie. Et alors je suis l'heureux annonciateur de la nouvelle que monsieur Winston Rodney
Et Burning Spear.
Voilà, un des plus grands groupes de reggae roots qu'on n'a jamais vu sur Terre. Et ben, monsieur, donc chaque fois que je vois des sorties de vieux artistes, je me dis, c'est quand que monsieur Burning Spear va en faire une? Du coup, je cherche, je regarde, et sur quoi je tombe? Un single. Un nouveau morceau de monsieur Winston Rodney alias Burning Spear. Tu te rends compte, on n'avait pas vu passer ça, c'était je pense fin novembre, fin novembre
2021.
Toutes nos excuses, c'est impardonnable, je m'en veux, mea culpa.
Tu peux aller te flageoler sur la grande
mais
place
toi aussi.
Demain à 17h.
Ouais. Mais je ne vais pas y aller parce que je suis le roi. J'ai amené une galette et
c'est le roi.
Et c'est pas lui, c'est moi. Le roi.
Juste quand même pour situer Burning Spear, pour ceux qui par hasard écouteraient du reggae et vivent dans une grotte
Ou ne
Depuis-
connaissent pas les fondamentaux, quoi, tu
Ouais,
vois.
c'est ça. Le gars, ouais, c'est ça, il est parmi les premiers à faire du reggae. Il a sorti des albums chez Studio One dans les années 60 et il apparaît dans le mythique film Rockers, 73 pour son premier album officiel. Le gros tune qui va vraiment marquer la carrière de Burning Spear, c'est Marcus Garvey en 1975 avec entre autres le titre Slavery Day ou encore All Marcus Garvey. C'est quelqu'un qui est extrêmement marqué par la culture Rasta. En concert, moi j'ai des souvenirs de Burning Spear en concert où tu vois à la place de demander aux gens de faire du bruit ou il s'approche juste de la scène, enfin à l'avant de la scène. Et la seule chose qu'il dit, c'est « Talk to me, people, talk to me !» Et t'as tout le monde qui devient fou. Enfin, c'est vraiment... Ah, ouais, Burning Spear qui a annoncé quand même il y a quelques années maintenant qu'il se sentait un peu trop âgé pour continuer à faire des concerts. Donc, voilà. Mais en tout cas, ce Mommy est tout ce qu'il faut pour faire du bon roots. Un terrible morceau qu'on va écouter tout de suite. Ensuite, on écoutera The Odd Roots avec le morceau Boredom, je ne sais pas. Et on terminera avec Perfect Diddy Money, Wait in Pain. C'est les 3 singles de Roots Report.
Job, mommy get lay off. Filling out application don't mean you might get that call. It's a long line waiting to get that call. What can these parents do to prevent their kids from fall? In a time like now, everything is hard. Is on the move, looking something to do. Mommy hopes that something will come true. What can these parents do to prevent the kids from fall? Mommy is thinking, she's thinking what to do. Even though she knows that Daddy is on the move, Mommy is making sure they will have some food. What can these parents do to prevent the kids from fall? Mommy will never give up on Big Daddy. Mommy want the best in life for she and her family. No interference, no enemy. What can these parents do to prevent the kids from fall? In an earlier time, I'm thinking everything would be fine. But in this time,
I won't work today. Anytime I'm out, I don't need no pay. If it takes my life away, breaking free from what ties me up like a knot. Sweet beloved boy, walk me out of the door. Didn't please set me free from this global mass hysteria. Didn't please set me free from the money making mania. Didn't please set me free from the everyday delirium. I just say you need a little boredom. I can tell that what you need's a little boredom. Just wake up a little late, feel the boredom. I can tell that what you need's a little boredom. Just wake up a little late today. Boredom. Boredom. I'm not saying sorry to you. I don't need to justify myself. I need you to take a breath, gaze at the ocean. Take a breath, gaze at the ocean. Didn't please set me free from this global mass hysteria. Didn't please set me free from the money making mania. Didn't please set me free from the everyday delirium. I just say you need a little boredom. I can tell that what you need's a little boredom. Just wake up a little late and feel the boredom. I can tell that what you need's a little boredom. Just wake up a little late today. Boredom.
Et il y a Selecta est en train de ranger son cartable comme à l'école avant que ça sonne. Il range déjà ses affaires.
Et oui, c'est parce que je vais au cinéma et que du coup, j'ai pas envie d'arriver en retard parce que j'ai peu de temps entre la fin de l'émission et le début du film.
Qu'est-ce que tu vas voir?
Je vais voir West Side Story normalement. Si on arrive à aller le voir à temps.
Mais oui, regarde, dans 30 secondes on rend l'antenne, c'est la fin du Roots Report.
Mais oui, merci à tous et toutes d'avoir été à l'écoute avec nous et on se retrouve évidemment la semaine prochaine pour encore plus de reggae. On aura encore une interview, on aura Christophe d'ici qui vient de Washington DC justement.
Et l'émission d'aujourd'hui, elle est disponible sur YouTube, vous pouvez aller voir, aller liker notre émission et notre page.
Et Inch'Allah, bientôt sur le podcast Roots Report Mixcloud.
Voilà, merci beaucoup en tout cas.
Que Clément les
et
mette en
encore
ligne.
une bonne année.
Ciao.
God bless.
Ndamwenge mukaunta zombidula batugamba kimukwezula lonya woyiya tokkiriza ngo kugoberera ebyo byotalengera.
Zukuka. Yeah. Mutandikwate biba byangu. Zukuka. Yeah. Obudde budduka. Miracle. Yeah. Go. Yeah. Yeah. Miracle. Yeah. What more? Yeah. Yeah. That's so much Iriza. Binje bibawo munsi kugamba gumikiriza topapabwe bibagwe gumasi kibya tofuna mukujira luli chanka kasabo tokumunwa biroto biritukirira kolaboteka mu kulani